King is in the building, baby.
It's an obscure and subtle tribute to Elvis himself, no more than a brick wide on the waterfront at the Wharf in D.C. that'll have you all shook up.
This may be one of the hardest markers to find in all of the city.
I can't believe we found it.
On March the 23rd, 1956, Elvis gave his first and only performance in the District of Columbia.
It's the only physical evidence the King was ever in the building, or rather, on the water. So, as always, I enlisted the expertise of Ranger Mike, who came through for me despite leaving his blue suede shoes at home.
Mike, you've really outdone yourself this time, my friend.
Mike told me the historic performance this tiny plaque commemorates was supposed to take place on board the SS Mount Vernon, a cruise ship operated by the old Wilson Line in D.C.
Elvis is just in the process of breaking out. In fact, ironically, the concert takes place on the same day that his first full-length album, Elvis Presley, is released. As luck would have it, mechanical problems that day.
And instead of sailing away, Elvis, being the showman he is, gave an impromptu Blue Hawaii-style concert right there on the pier where the boat was docked.
The accounts say it was so crowded, dancing was almost impossible. A Heartbreak Hotel had been released in January of that year. It's on its way up to the top of the charts, and it'll hit #1 within the next month or so.
I never knew it, and I know about a lot of places in Washington, but I never knew that he performed here. I would have been 14 then.
Try as I might, I couldn't help falling in love with all the memories this tiny little monument stirred up. See what I did there?
We saw all the movies when we were kids.
I was kicked out of dancing class because I was trying to shake my pelvis like Elvis, and the dancing teacher thought that was an obscene gesture. And I never learned to dance properly. You can ask my wife.
Mike says the fact that the King chose this place before he really hit it big means something.
We have Elvis doing this concert on the day his first album is released. The Beatles come to D.C. for their first concert after the iconic Ed Sullivan Show appearance. Iconic acts at iconic times in their histories come here to D.C. for those moments.
Elvis would play 2 more times in the D.C. region, including a show in Maryland just 3 months before his death in August 1977.
How about that?
In the district, Matt Kaufax.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
WTOP News.
For more stories like this, download and listen to WTOP Radio on our app or tune in to 103.5 FM.
I was like, hey, mama, stuff like that. And then I felt like I was doing like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, right.
Doing
yeah,
Elvis.
See, it's
like,